Before we start the selection of wine today, when we talk about Bordeaux, it could be white, dry, it could be sweet wine, but definitely red wine. So I knew I'm going to do 4 wine. So instead of to include a white or a sweet wine, I wanted to separate left bank to right bank. Bordeaux is about red wine. Bordeaux is left side, Médoc, included Pessac-Léognan. And crossing the border, you do have Pomerol and Saint-Emilion. So that is the focus of the evening. The second one that I find super interesting, especially with Pomerol and Saint-Emilion, is the same type of grapes for both of the wine, but are not from the same appellation, same age of the vine as well. So that will be another part very interesting. And after, when I choose the left bank, I didn't want to do the most prestigious village of Médoc-Pauillac because we already did, not a long time ago, Bordeaux, and we did Pauillac, and we did Margaux. So because there is 4 villages, I did the 2 others. I did Saint-Estèphe, the most north part, and of course Saint-Julien, my heart, my love. So tonight I'm very, very happy of the layout of the wine. Meantime, you remember, most of you, when I talk about aging process to your wine, I find out, especially tonight, to have one vintage, 16 vintage. So we already have some maturity into the wine tonight. All right, so we do have almost very close to the 10 years of age. You remember when I told you the best time to enjoy a Bordeaux is when you get to the 10 years of age. Tonight, 9 years, one almost to be close to 10. But that is going to be really incredible to see the evolution of the wine. So basically what you're having tonight, the price that we're charging, I don't have the piece of paper in front of me. Of course, no glasses. Alors, 60 bucks, 50 bucks, 65 and 90. All right, that is exactly what you are getting at the top. It happens sometimes that you purchase a bottle of wine. It could be 150, but if you open the wine, you do have only 20 or 30% of the potential because the wine needs to age for 10 years. It's not the situation tonight. Okay? So we're going today to the most prestigious, definitely, wine region, not only to France, but in a world, Bordeaux. We are in the southwest part of France. All right, you eat super well over there. All right, if you're going over there and trying to do some diet, it's not going to work. Everything is super fatty, but they don't care because they have the food, best wine possible, and they are very relaxed. Okay, nobody is stressed. It's a 2 hours lunch. All right, it's not a 15-minute going. No. It's 2 hour lunch. Nice bottle of wine for lunch and a nice bottle of wine for dinner. Okay, la joie de vivre, as we said. Pretty large wine region. We're talking about 280,000 acres of vine, divided on 2 different areas, left bank, right bank. Between left and right, you do have a river, okay? Garonne and Dordogne. So very, very, very important river who's going to support as well the climate, okay? So left bank, you do have 4 villages. Médoc is very small and tiny. north part of Medoc is Saint-Estèphe. Wine that we're testing tonight here that is inside of this decanter. Most north part of Medoc is Saint-Estèphe. Below Saint-Estèphe, the most well-known village in all the world, Pauillac. Why is the most well-known village in the world? Because it's a small tiny village, only 1,200 acres of vine. You do have the most expensive wine in the world. Château Latour, Lafite Rothschild, and Mouton Rothschild. Lafite, Mouton, and Château Latour. Below that, my love, Saint-Julien. And below Saint-Julien, you do have the very feminine style of Bordeaux, Margaux. Okay? Now you're going to tell me, Olivier, small area Medoc, what are the difference between the four villages? It's very simple. What happened in Medoc, the difference between all these villages is all based here, Medoc, and that is the south part, okay, is all based on the soil. When you are in Saint-Estèphe, a lot of clay as a soil. Clay do what to the wine? It's raining a lot in Bordeaux. The clay absorb the water and keep it, especially now with the global warming, when it's very, very hot, the clay keeps the water and still give water to the vine even when it's extremely hot. So on a hot weather, Saint-Estèphe is always perfect. The other region may suffer more than Saint-Estèphe because of the typicity of the soil. Under Saint-Estèphe, we do have Pauillac. Here is a blend, gravel, still clay, and one specific type of soil that nobody has, iron. That is why Pauillac is completely different. Is a percentage of iron. Below Pauillac, we do have Saint-Julien. That is a blend of gravel and clay. Under Saint-Julien, we have Margaux, gravel, clay, and sand. It is why all Margaux are very, very velvet tannin. Very easy, nothing aggressive compared to Saint-Estèphe. Okay? That is just to give you a little idea of what is Bordeaux. Left bank, different type of soil, mostly same type of grape. Cabernet Sauvignon is the main grape. Merlot, a lot. Cabernet Franc and Petit Verdot. According to the vintage, according to the quantity of sun received, they can adapt more Cabernet Sauvignon, more Merlot, more Cabernet Franc, on and on. On the right bank is mostly Merlot grapes. A different, again, different type of soil and different climate. 2 degrees colder in Medoc than it is in Pomerol and Saint-Emilion. 2 degrees seems to be nothing, correct? Huge impact in a vineyard. Why? Is less warm, so the grapes doesn't grow as fast as Medoc. So when they do an harvest, is a little bit later than the other side. Okay? We're going to test today the first 2 wines that you do have in front of you. So you should have in front of you on the left side Pomerol, and on the right side you should have Saint-Julien. Pomerol and Saint-Emilion, exactly. So we're going to the softer wine first to go to the much heavier wine, all right? So I want you to do the same exercise that we usually do. I want you to look at color first smell number 2, test number 3. So 1, 2, and 3. As usual, you can even compare. Is exactly the same vintage, okay? And almost the same percentage of grapes. Here, for these two wines, we are using Cabernet Franc as based and a little bit of Merlot. Okay? Cabernet Franc on the left bank, they don't use too much. They use a lot of Cabernet Franc and Merlot on the right bank. The one that you do have on your left side, Bourgneuf Pomerol, is owned by one of the most prestigious family in all Bordeaux, and especially from the right bank of Bordeaux called Moueix family. Jean-Pierre Moueix was a grandfather. I've been extremely lucky to test with a grandfather for 11 years, and his son Christian Moueix is a founder of the most prestigious Bordeaux wine, Petrus. Okay, Bourgneuf is for me a top quality. Very soft tannin is there, and don't forget, it's your first glass, right? At the end of the testing, we will be at like 8 or 9 time testing, so the first one may be a little bit rough. Pomerol, Saint-Emilion, right bank. Here they don't use too much oak, all right? It's not the big focus here, right? They use basically 30–35% of oak. Here again, they want to extract everything possible from the wine to give the structure, and after, the softiness of the tannin is extremely important. Again and again, we are with 2016, almost 10 years of age. So you shouldn't have anything that is, as we call, astringent, with a lot of acidity. You have acidity, yes, but you do have more complexity, right? Bordeaux is 60% pleasure with the nose, 40% pleasure with the taste, especially when you do have aging process. The goal of tonight is to show you what is a 10 years old Bordeaux. Okay, we have been testing Bordeaux many times here with 3 or 4 years of age. Now you do have the maturity. On the left side as well is the Véron family. The wine has been made for the last 10 years by a young lady, right? Extremely impressive lady, Frédéric. Knows a lot, very shy, but I can tell you when she's in a vineyard, she's not shy at all. She pushes the guy at the extreme. Their focus here is to get the top quality as grapes, okay? She said, and I'm repeating what she is saying, a good wine is 90% in a vineyard. When the juice is good, the wine will be great. The winemaker doesn't have to touch too much. So everything is based in a vineyard. And that is why they focus a lot on quantity of production. They don't do quantity, they do quality. Quality march with small quantity. Very important. Alors here is called Latour Figeac. Interesting story. Latour Figeac come from a famous winery called Chateau Figeac. All right. In 1879, they split the vineyard onto Chateau Figeac, that is one of the best Saint-Emilion, give about 30 acres of Latour Figeac. Still unbelievable wine, same types of grapes, same types of soil, but different panache, as you can. I love the Saint-Emilion. He has a little bit more body compared to Pomerol. I will say one is more like the princess and Saint-Emilion is more like the king. All right, little bit more tannin. I like the way that everybody moves the glass like that. I love it. Yes. Why are you doing that? When you move your glass like that, okay, you give more oxygen to your wine and it's going to bring up the aroma. When you do smell your wine, okay, go left, right, up and down. Okay, the aroma are around the glasses. They are not inside. Super important. Here you are perfect. Left, right. All right. When I look at my glass, you know, when I look like that, and I see, as we call the tears or the legs. All right. What is that? But exactly is as we call the glycerin. That is a sugar. The aging process is according to the quantity of tannin that you do have. Okay? Tannin is from the grapes. More tannin, more aging or longer aging. Oh, and when you test it, what do you get? Is it long or is it short test that you do have? Short, okay. Shorter than a Saint-Emilion that we're going to test. Okay. We don't say is 2 or 3 or 4 seconds. The word second, we cross it. We come to use the word Caudalie. Caudalie is replacement of second in a wine vocabulary. All these beautiful lady here should know that in a south part of Bordeaux, a beautiful winery called Smith Haute Lafitte, the lady create a cream made from the wine called Caudalie. So longer Caudalie you do have into your palate when you finish to swallow. That is the highest quality. Okay? Basically, the Caudalie are linked with the alcohol and tannin as well. Lower tannin, such as Pomerol on the left, shorter Caudalie you're going to have. Okay, let's go back to the Saint-Emilion. Alors, you see the color between the Pomerol and Saint-Emilion. You do have a touch of onion peels into the Bourgneuf compared to Figeac. Okay, that is the aging process.
Onion peels?
Correct. When I'm looking at the Saint-Emilion, is more ruby.
Yes.
Okay? Can you see that? So when you do have an evolution into the color, you're going to have an evolution into the nose and automatically an evolution on your palate. So I'm going to test now the Figeac. You remember when we do that, two different positive action. One, I'm going to see the glycerin, the alcohol, kind of the same between Pomerol and Saint-Emilion. Okay? Aroma is completely different. Okay? There is much more aroma into the Saint-Emilion. Okay? You're talking about earthiness? Absolutely. I have mushrooms, a lot of mushrooms coming up. Don't forget, here is the same blend. Merlot Cabernet Franc. Same type of typicity of the soil, that is mostly gravel. So we do have basically kind of the same type of wine, but different on the taste. More intensity in La Tour Figeac. And that is normal. It's not one is better than the other one. Definitely is two different type of wine. The reason why we start with Pomerol, because it's always softer. I want to give you the softer to move on to more character, heavier, more body, that we're going slowly and slowly to the more complex wine that we're going to test after. The wine is like human being. He reacts. He reacts of the cold and he reacts on the warm. Cold, he protects himself and the acidity tartric that is inside become crystal. Yes. So you do have sediment. Exactly. Same for the white. When it's too hot, most of the time it's going to push the cork out and the one going to be like, as we call, coulure. The one going to get out of your wine. It's too hot, so you want to breathe. He cannot. But here on this case is the beginning, is almost 10 years, slowing down. And you can see the color of Bourgneuf is a little bit of orange. We're getting now to the tertiaire time. So it means aging process. Something that is interesting in Bordeaux, because we're going to talk about history, and one of the dates in Bordeaux was 1855 when Napoleon III decided to do the classification of Bordeaux. He did only on the left bank, all right? He didn't do anything on the right bank. Pomerol, forget about it, he was not even doing anything over there. And Saint-Emilion, at this time, it was a lot of Dutch people who was living, so Napoleon III said, no classification, because there is too many Dutch people, they're going to be rich, so I don't do classification. So the classification has been done only in a left bank. 1875, another incredible date, is a phylloxera, a disease who destroy all vineyards everywhere in Europe. All right, so no more vine. All dead. Disease, phylloxera. So they say, oh my God, what's happening here? And how come we do have this disease here? And how come in America, here we were already making wine in 1875, there is no disease. So people came from Bordeaux, in fact, went to California and check it out, took some vine and bring back to Bordeaux and do a DNA, and they figured out that it was not the same type of vine. So they did graft the bottom part. Exactly. So the bottom part of any vine in all Europe are American, and everything above could be from Italy, Spain, Portugal, on and on and on. Okay? You do have two different philosophy regarding to decantation, right? The old way, it means you have to decant absolutely everything, right? For the last 30 years, that has completely changed. You must, at least, if you do not have a decanter, open your bottle of wine an hour before you're going to enjoy it. If you have a decanter, and decanter doesn't cost too much, that is my decanter, it's a little bit fancy, but you can buy a decanter for 30 bucks, 40 bucks, and you decant your wine before you drink it. Is night and day. Okay? Huge change, because the wine need to breathe. All right? So when I drink wine, minimum an hour, sometimes 2 hours, and you will test a different type of wine. The wine need to get a lot of aeration, a lot. All the wine can be decanted, I will say most of it. I do not decant two wine. One is a Burgundy, everything made with a Pinot Noir, is so elegant, is so subtle that it doesn't need to be decanted, but I can still open the bottle. The second thing that I never ever decant is the one that passed the stage of 30 years. If it's 30 years in a bottle, okay, it can happen, you can have sometimes a nice bottle of wine at home. I leave it in a bottle. I opening up and I leave it where it is. Because if you decant a 30, 40, 50 years old wine, if you decant it, you may kill it and get nothing. So it's better to just opening up and gently pour it and drink it. If you're going in the south part of France, if you're going in the south part of Italy, they drink it. Sediment is the base of the tannin. Tannin is what makes the wine age, correct? They did a study of what doing the tannin, if you absorb it, is very good for your heart. It's definitely a sour taste, no question asked. It's not super pleasant, no question asked, but medicinal speaking is very, very good. So if you go to Bordeaux and in your glass you are with people from Bourgneuf or Figeac, and inside of your glass you have sediment, do not put the glass on the side and say, oh, no. Take it, drink it.
Because they're old the old great tannins. They're old.
Yeah, it's basically the tannin who getting old, they just dying slowly and they stay in. Alors, the separation, the decantation is separating the sediment to the wine. Okay, you do a decantation as I did here. But when I did that, it was not to separate the sediment, it was just to leave it more oxygen to the wine. Waiter in general, all right, they want to go fast, all right, because they have you, they have here, they have to go fast. You need to ask, I would like to have my bottle of wine to be decanted, please. You need to impose it. And most of the restaurants, they do have a decanter, and most of the restaurants, I will say, they will decant your wine. But it's a good question. You should ask. It doesn't matter if it's not Pinot Noir. Ask your wine. Ask to have your wine to be decanted. And even when you test your wine, if the temperature is not good enough, because you can have the best wine in the world, if the glassware is not perfect, the wine is going to change completely. If the temperature is not perfect, the wine could be different taste. That tonight is perfect temperature from the outside to here because they have been in a wine cellar. So we testing temperature-wise the same if it was in a wine cellar. So there is nothing aggressive when you test it. It's just, alors inexpensive. If you buy a bottle at $10, you decant or not decant it, you're going to have the same result at the end. I'm talking about the level of wine that we do have with us tonight. Yeah. Or even a little bit below, 15 to 20 bucks, why not? If you order a glass of wine, they're not going to decant it. But if you order a bottle of wine, any kind of decent restaurant, okay, they should have a decanter. Yeah. And you ask me, I like my red wine between 60 to 65. It may be a little bit fresh, but don't forget, as soon as you open your bottle of wine, as soon as you're going to be on contact with your glass, you're going to translate to the glass your body temperature. So it's going to go pretty fast. Buy the same bottles, and that it could be for absolutely everybody. You buy 2 bottles exactly the same. One that you just open and pour, and one that you have been decanted for 1 hour. You put 2 glasses and you test both of these wines. And you will see, I will say at 90% of the time, you're going to enjoy much better the one who has been decanted. Alors, another important time in Bordeaux was between the 12th to the 15th century. Bordeaux was not French. Okay, Bordeaux between the 12th to the 15th century was English. Éléonore d'Aquitaine, very beautiful French lady, got married with Henri II, who became, of course, the king of England. So it was 300 years. Bordeaux was not part of the French territory. But during these 300 years, a lot of good things happened because of English. Number one, the English at this time, while using a measure, was called imperial gallon. So imperial gallon is 4.5 liters. So they created the 750 bottles that you do have basically everywhere in the world. That is because of the English who created that. Why? Because one barrel, the traditional barrel, is 220 liters. So basically, you do have 50 imperial gallon into it. That is equal 300 bottles. Why it was so important? From Bordeaux to London, they were bringing the wine for 300 years in England. So that they were created the 750 bottles. That is because of the English. They did amazing other stuff as well. They do. By the way, Bordeaux originally was called claret. English. And Bordeaux was only in the south part of Bordeaux, as we call now Pessac-Léognan. And funny enough, claret is a light red color. As today date, red wine from the south part of Bordeaux are extremely light red color. So they still claret. When the English era, that was Bordeaux. Médoc didn't exist at all during the 12 to the... That was all Bordeaux. That's it. After they start to move up. Okay? So that was very, very important to talk about that. Before we move to the Léoville Barton and Saint-Julien, talking about decantation, one of my very close friends called Maximilien Ridel create a lot of decanter, and when I got in 2012 the best wine list in the world in New York, as a present he offered me this lovely decanter. So I wanted to share with you tonight this decanter that is unique. You need to have a training to pour that. In fact, I'm not joking, because I'm going to try to do it for you. Okay, I can put upside down the decanter, no one going to get out.
Don't spill it.
You gotta have faith.
Congratulations, by the way, on that honor.
What is it?
Okay, I'm almost upside down, correct?
Yes.
You want me to push more? Okay, I'll push more. You will have less wine, I don't care. All right, we're going to stay like that. But you see? All right. Okay, now that you have seen it, now you're going to hear it. I'm going to start with the lady here. Okay? So I need to prepare it. Are you ready? Listen. Too much noise. Up, here. Yep. All right. Now I'm going to do a little bit faster for everybody. Voilà, voilà. Woo! Cos d'Estournel, decanter, and the other one is La Réserve de Léoville Barton, 2 unbelievable, famous winery from the left bank. Again, here, top. Saint-Estèphe here, Saint-Julien here. Maybe 10-15 kilometers apart, different soil. Why is so important? Straight nutrition to the vine, different type of vine, different type of mineral, they're going to absorb different type of wine. Okay? Both of them is a 16, so there is not a huge difference. Climatic speaking is the same. What do we have smell-wise? Is there more intensity on the nose that we do have before? Is it more intense? Yes or no? More intensity? Yes? Yes, of course. Because here we don't have any more Cabernet Franc. We do have as a main grape Cabernet Sauvignon. And lucky enough is a kind of Cabernet Sauvignon Merlot, kind of the same percentage for this both wine. You can have a very expensive bottle of wine on a very young vintage. It will be super expensive, but it's not going to be drinkable because the wine is not developed yet. You can have a much less expensive wine with 10 years of age who drink much better because he's mature enough, because he has his 10 extra years. So money-wise, I will say if you want to spend $400, $500, $600 on a bottle of wine, make sure what you're going to do with it. If it's the one that you want to drink now, ask whoever you're going to buy, may I have a one that is ready now. So it cannot be something with 3 or 4 years of age. It has to be a minimum of 10, maybe 15, maybe 20 of age. I will say if you do have in general a $100 bottle of wine, you're going to have 99% of the chance that the wine is going to be fantastic. But is it ready to drink now? Is it your style? Because if you like light red wine and I like heavy red wine, and you buy a wine that is not your taste, $100 or $500 or $10, you're not going to like it. Yeah. To go back to the gentleman comment regarding to price and appreciation, all right? Perfect topic. The two wines that you are tasting right now come from the winery who produce wine at over $500 bottle of wine. So, Pagos de Cos is a young vine of Cos d'Estournel. Cos d'Estournel, we have that in a fine wine room, is between $300 to $500 a bottle of wine. What you are drinking now is a young vine of Cos d'Estournel. The age of the vine is extremely important. Why? Older the vine going to be, deeper root they're going to get, and different type of minerals they're going to absorb. Here is a young vine, 30 years old vine. So not deep enough, but still superbe for me. Same, la réserve de Léoville-Barton, famous Saint-Julien, Léoville-Barton, that is the same process. Young vine, less aging in oak as well. Much easier to enjoy on the early stage. That is why I choose these two wines tonight. But you came back with amazing topic, the price. That comes from the same vineyard, between $300 to $500 bottle of wine. But on this case, is the same juice, is the same vine. That's the 500, it's just a young vine. When you are at $500, you need to have old vine. You cannot have a young vine. The young vine is quantity, not quality. Okay?
So like that Petrus.
Petrus, perfect example. Okay, Petrus, different soil than everywhere. They have a blue clay. Just under Petrus, there is blue clay. All around, is not blue clay, just Petrus. Because they did a study of the soil with topology. So they did a study of the soil, the topology, and they see that is just in this area is a blue. So they create vineyard Mr. Mouex, the same owner than this one, same owner than Petrus. So the vine of Petrus are between 70 to 80 years old.
That's a Merlot down
100% Merlot. Only Merlot. Okay, so what do we have here? More intensity, more tannin, more character. High tannin in Cos d'Estournel, very high tannin. And Léoville Barton, the one that you like, much softer.
Okay.
So you must like Saint-Julien and Margaux in Bordeaux compared to Saint-Estèphe and Pauillac. Alors, when we talk about Bordeaux, of course, and the start up of the testing was regarding to the food, all right? So it's not easy as well for you guys to test red wine after red wine. I make the plate as the best that I could. I spent 11 years in Bordeaux. In Bordeaux, they drink Bordeaux. They don't drink Burgundy, they don't drink Rhône Valley, they don't drink Provence, they drink Bordeaux. We're selling more and more, in fact, okay, let's go to this. I've been here for 5 years. The huge decline of American wine. We're selling more and more Spanish, Argentina, South America, French, Italy, top, because there is a value. There is a value, and people are very careful of what they're drinking, and spending is super important. So I love American wine, but there is a different value everywhere. Like South Africa, you can have amazing wine for $20. And when I say amazing wine, is amazing wine. Just to let you know, all the wine tonight, of course, are here. That is your gift certificate. That is your coupon. When you get out of here, you go to the register. You must have that with you guys. Very, very important. All the ones that are here, if you are interested, they are yours. You can take it. Basically, I love this young lady here. I love this young lady. Basically, no charge because you already pay $100. The next wine tasting is July 10 with Marchese di Antinori, July 10. So we bring somebody from the winery, Chris Cranco, and we're going to test 5 wines, all from Antinori family, included, I shouldn't say it, Tignanello. Tignanello, $300 bottle of wine. Okay? So, July, guys, July 10. Who want Cos d'Estournel a little bit more? Yes?
We'll make it easy.
Voilà. Oh, sorry. What?
I don't like it at all.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much.